Hey everyone, welcome to my stream. Splinterlands TV is where you are, in case you got disoriented being on the top of the mountain and weren't aware of your location. Hello everyone. Hey Techie, hey Kira, Boomburst, Camino, Machilis, Daru, Lord Yasek. I'm just going to say all the names. JB Saints, Play to Earn Life, Ghostly BJ, BG, sorry, I can't read. Dishonesty. Good insert time of day. Yeah, it's 7:30 in the evening where I'm located, which is a really nice time of day, but I'm pretty tired. So I am going to be participating in the good old FOMO February today. So there is a Immortalis for me to give away at some point on this stream. And there is also, when I find it, I'm fairly sure there is a... Where is he? Yes, there he is. There is a Carnage Titan as well. So the eligibility for this giveaway is going to be based on chat activity. So be sure to stay active in the chat, and I will be randomly drawing this at some point where you least expect it. So that's what you've got to watch out for. Now, to start my stream off, before I bore you all with horrific land discussion, and I quite literally have Excel open in the background ready to go, and we are going to open up 3 of my gladiator packs to see what the next brawl is going to allow me to use. These gladiator packs are coming through pretty quickly now with brawls, as my guild has gone to tier 4. So we've got a Crash, we've got a Witch of Warwick, Whistling Damon, Retinol Cleaver, and a Cutter Brieze. So that's not so bad. We'll see whether the second one gets us anything fancier, because we like fancy things. We particularly like shiny things as well. It doesn't look like this one's going to have many shiny things, although we did pick up another Witch of Warwick, which is always welcome. I quite enjoy that card. Nothing spectacular here. It's all pretty bad luck so far. I already have a shiny Quora. I think I've already had 2 shiny Quoras actually. I won't be getting one here, but I won't lie. I'm still open to getting some Captain Katie. That wasn't a Captain Katie. So my gladiator packs betrayed me quite a bit. And I don't think there's anything that I'll be able to level up at this point. I think I need 30 to level up my commons to level 5. There's many more required to level up other ones. But yeah, there's a lot. Yeah, I know, I must be cursed, possibly because I haven't given you any land, Daru. But in terms of the gold foil collection, it's not going so badly. I thought I had a shiny Quora here. I was wrong. It's a shiny Captain Katie that I have. Well, I know the drill now, at least. I know why I get bad openings. Hey, Imminence, welcome as well. So yeah, I think I was pretty lucky on the open things. Yeah, it's going to be an enormously long journey to max gladiators. I still need another 5 cards for Captain Katie before she will become absolutely unstoppable. I mean, Divine Shield isn't really absolutely unstoppable, but it's nice. I was playing with Fina Voxum last time on stream, in low-level battles, and she is an absolute just beast. Absolute beast. Played her with that new Soulbound Summoner, which was hilarious. And my little collection of Soulbound reward cards is growing slowly. There's still quite a few that I am obviously missing, but I managed to grab a couple of the Death Summoner, which is not very useful to me at this point, particularly in Modern League where I'm competing in Diamond and Champion. But in Wild League, where I'm not even at Silver League yet, these cards will be pretty useful. I'm pretty happy that I managed to pick up a Firewatch Devil as well, but nothing beyond level 2 at this stage. And that's with sort of limited packs being opened. So we look at the rewards that I got from my what is it called? Challenge? Focus. Yesterday, there was a handful of these guys. One of these, but two of them. A couple of Splinter Shards. A couple more of Splinter Shards. And there was a pack. There was a Coastal Sentry involved. Some merits. Two of the Epic Clockwork Aids, but I don't know how useful they're going to be. I don't really see the point anymore. Then an entire Gladiator pack, essentially, with those 2,000 merits, a couple of Fungus Flingers, and another couple of Splinter Shards. So the rewards weren't horrific, but I'll be able to claim at least these 11 before the end of the stream. So that's good, and these ones will be champion level chests today as well. So that is going to be great, great fun. But the main thing that I wanted to talk about today on my stream was the mathematics of land. Because I don't know if it's unfortunate or fortunate. I have 103 land plots, inclusive of a tract. It's a lot of land. 101 of them are in region 40. So over here. And then 2 of them are in region 42 over here. So they're separated a lot. But the last town hall, there was talk of needing a summoner for each plot of land and needing something like 5 monsters for each plot of land. So I have, because I am a sadistic human being, I have an extract of every single card I own across both of my accounts as individual cards. So there's 9,896 cards. I notice that says 7. You can't see the rows on the stream, but trust me, there's 9,897 rows. You subtract 1 row because that's the header, and there's a lot of cards here in my collection. So I've created another table, which has land plot numbers and summoner name, creature name all the way through. And then we're going to look at collection power as well. So I'm going to get started by doing what I really want to do, which is create a pivot table. This is going to be a great and fun tutorial for those of you who don't know how to use Excel. And pivot tables are such basic level Excel that it hurts my brain how some people don't necessarily know what they are. Back when he's like, all I hear is whale noises. I can't make whale noises. So firstly, I want to look at whether something is a monster or not. So I'm going to throw in a filter here, and I want to look at monsters first. And then I believe the heading I want is name. So we can see the monster names. Then we want to see the card ID. Hang on, what's that column name? UID is what I want to see. So I want to see distinct cards. Yes, I did query the API to pull the data. I've written a Python script that does that and has joined that to the actual card stats as well. Okay, so we've got UID underneath there. So I can see, right, there's 2 distinct Adelaide Brightwing cards. But I then need to know things about how many BCX that card is. So the column that I want to look at is, where is the BCX stored? It is stored in the XP column, but you'll notice that something that's a beta card has 765 XP. Meanwhile, Pit Ogre is level 1 there, has 75 XP, but again, its edition is a beta, so it does funny maths. The only ones that you can really trust are the newer editions. Yeah, I can share the Python script. I'll need to open up PyCharm though to do that. So I don't know how well this is going to look on the screen. It's going to be incredibly tiny, but basically I'm using pandas and pandas as well as pandas request function. Everyone wants to know it. All right, I might just have to think about the best way to make this bigger, because you can't zoom in on the text inside the IDE. Maybe I'll take a copy of it, create a new sheet in Excel, and we'll see if we can kill Excel by pasting a Python script into Excel. Or I could, you know, do the proper thing and put it on GitHub. That would be the smart thing to do, right? Let's see if we broke Excel by putting a Python script into an Excel cell. So I think that might be nicer for your visuals there. So I'll explain what the code does as well. So for those of you who have never done any programming in your life before, don't worry, it's not as painful as you think it is. It's far, far more painful than that. Come on, expand the cell. That cell will not go any bigger, so I'm just gonna have to make this font smaller. So what is that? Pandas. So pandas is a data analysis library within Python. So the first line of this code here is importing pandas. So this is just like importing a library or referring a library in JSON, not JSON, JavaScript. And then from that pandas library, you are also importing this other method, which is JSON normalize. Then I've created a variable which has my username. Then this next line, I'm going to have to make this slightly smaller and smaller and smaller so we can actually get everything visible on a single line. I've created another variable, which is user collection. I'm then calling pandas, or as PD. So that was in the other part there. Now, yeah, pandas already has JSON read, and you can do it from a URL, so no need to use requests. So PD read JSON, we poll the Splinterlands API, then grab the username, and the user collection then gets normalized. So that variable with that data sets get normalized into a table. Then I go grab the info about the cards using another request. Then I get rid of all this other information that I'm not interested in terms of the card info, which is a couple of the columns, just to make it a little bit easier to digest. and we're already out of that cells limit. So where are we? I'm just going to grab the rest of the script and paste it in the next cell along. Make that font larger as well. Then it is a join. So user column joined. We merge on the collection info, on the card info, based on the card ID. So that's a bit of code that grabs the data. Then the last thing I've done is expand the stats column, because in the traditional code, if I just open up this one, which is another thing here, in the standard output, you get the stats of the creature returned as a list. So what I want to do is have each stat basically be its own column which contains the list. Because I am not that familiar with manipulating JSON, but I'm very familiar with manipulating tables. And I'll tell you what, guys, I've got a better place where I can actually put this code. I'll put it in the Splinterlands TV Discord. So if you're not on the Splinterlands TV Discord, go there now, and I will go pop my code in the general chat, and you will have access to it for yourself. For those watching my stream, Python, shut off. Yeah, I'm learning very slowly dishonesty. I was doing the 100 days of code course. I got to about day 20 something, and then I figured I know enough to kind of do what I want now, so I'm going to go do what I want. And that's what I've done. You should be able to do the same stuff within Google Sheets. Well, what I'm about to do in Excel at least. But I pressed the wrong button. There you go. In the Splinterlands TV Discord, I've just dumped the code that I used to generate these CSVs that I am playing around with. So feel free to use that and do whatever you want with it. But I'm going to go back to the fantastic land of pivot tables. So I want to look at summoners. And I can see now my list of unique summoners. Let me collapse all of these. Collapse entire field. What else can I do? I'm a magician. I can do lots of things. What do I want here? I want the count of the unique IDs, but I also want the XP. So Alric Stormbringer here, you'll see he has 4,500 XP, which is annoying because of his addition. I know that it's a max level Alric, but here for Bortus, this Bortus here is a 5 BCX Bortus. This one here is a 6 BCX Bortus. These other ones are just 1 BCX. So what I want to do fundamentally here is figure out which ones are max level. So there's an easier way to do that instead of looking at the XP, because you know what else the API returns? It returns what level the card is. So that's saying sum of level. I don't want sum of level. I want the show values as summarize values by max. So when I open this up, I'll see for each card, that's a level 6 Aquatis. That's a level 1 Aquatus. It's 1 BCX. So what I then want to do is basically just go ahead and sort these largest to smallest. So, and then sort this largest to smallest as well. So I can see that I've got 2 Wizards of Eastwood with 2 different card IDs. So they're going to be my first 2 summoners. So you'll notice I'm putting in the card ID here as opposed to the card name. I'm probably going to add another column here to say Splinter Green. No, sorry, Splinter. And then I'm going to just put green. I'll just throw this in manually. And then it'll be going back to here. And this is a very slow way of doing it. But that card ID, if I Control F, Control V, find, there it is. This guy is on plot number 1. Then I'm going to swap back on over. I could do this all with lookups and all that sort of thing. But this is going to get me a quick and dirty sort of way of knowing whether or not I've got enough of these cards. That's going to be plot number 2. For each of my lands. So I'm going to go in filling summoners in. Time to buy General Sloan and prepare him mentally to do agriculture. That is hilarious. The question is, who do I have to do agriculture? There's a Pyre there as well. I don't know that Pyre is going to be very good at agriculture. I think they're just going to be good at burning land. There's a single max fire summoner. And I'm looking at this from the perspective of max summoners as well, because I want to try and maximize the productivity, because that was something else that was touched on during the town hall, that the higher level something is going to be, the more productive it's going to be on land. So Pyre gets to work on plot 3, and then we get to look at the next summoner in line. Oh god, that's a lot of land and Natura. But then I remember that's a beta summoner. There's 1 obsidian, which is also the obsidian that I happen to use in combat. So that's kind of unfortunate. I get the feeling when land comes out, I will probably stop playing battles and focus entirely on land with my creatures. You're going to send goblins to land? Yeah. That's going to be the fun part here, is finding out if I've even got enough creatures. I'm going to suspect that I don't. That's for plot number 4. Retire the farmland. At least we're not threatening to throw like salt onto the farmland. That's good as far as I'm concerned. And we've got Bortus for a blue splinter. And that's what plot are we up to? You can tell that this is going to be a very long process. An extremely long process. That is not the card I wanted to search for. I wanted to search for this card. Oh no. I'm fumbling with my Control C and my Control V all over the place. Alright, there it is. Plot number 5. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4 summoners. There's 2 max Wizard of Eastwoods. I know I've got a max Thaddeus. So that's another one there. I like how I'm also changing from colors to names of splinters, so I'm just going to be consistent there. So Thaddeus goes on plot number 6. And these lookups take so long to do. I am FOMO-phobic. There is an Immortalis and a Carnage Tartan. Not a Titan, Carnage Tartan to give away. Isn't it just better to wait for one tool, minimizing the process in one click? Hey Max, what about I just make the tool? That's pretty much the plan. That Python script is sort of the first step in doing all that figuring out. Me doing this in Excel at this point here is just me trying to identify what the logic is going to be to do that, to build that as a Python script, to basically say for each summoner, which is XP 115 if rare, you know, that sort of pseudocode stuff that I can then transpose into real stuff, maybe one day, perhaps, maybe, I don't know. It's all useful, but it's a different side of Splinterlands that people don't tend to see, because this stuff is fun as well. Data is fun. You can learn so much about things with data. Whenever I decide it's time, that's when the time will be. So there's a Contessa, which is another death summoner. So I'm at 7 plots. Let's control F this list. You know what would be better here? If I just change this to only show me summoners, then show me a sorted list by levels, largest to smallest. Hey, look at that. I can see all my max level summoners. That makes it a lot easier. That makes it a lot quicker and a lot easier. So there is level column I need to look at. Alric is not maxed, and level 7 is not the level of any max summoner, so let's get rid of Alric. 8, 6, and 4 are valid numbers here. Still breaking my head with the Google Sheet. Okay, so if I scroll my way down here, that Lyanna is not a max level Lyanna, so I'll have to skip that row. Yeah, I could do that. I could just max cards out. So Malric can go to plot 1. Lyanna 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Not 100, 11. 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. There's the General Sloan to work the land. That Lyanna's not maxed. Daria is. Delwyn is not. Kretch is. So I already sort of prepared Kretch to be a bit of a labourer on my land. 22. Dallin. Fernhart. Mylor is not maxed. Selenia is. Vera is not. Quid is not. Camilla is maxed. Jodin is 32, 33, 34, 35, 36. Oh, imagine Lux Vega working on land. They would be so demoralized. People would much rather see working otherwise, I'd imagine. Okay, so I have enough max level summoners for 42 plots of land. So if I select everything but blanks. Doopy doop doop doop. I now have my list of summoners, and I'm just going to grab their names here and insert a new column and call it names. And then we'll name drop, literally. And then we'll get rid of those card IDs. And then we will grab these card IDs. No worries, just send the rest of the land. Alex working on land will resign from the game. Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. Okay, so I'm gonna just delete that splinter column because I'll know the splinters based on the name of the summoner. Now, there's one creature I know that I can rely on for each and every one of my lands. So we are going to clear all of our filters. All the filters are cleared. Now I want to look at just monsters. And I want to look at one specific monster who can go on any type of land. Good old Uraeus. So here, Rick caught it. I have, it's not auto-completing the count up. How frustrating. I have more than enough Uraeus for my land. We want to basically go down to where the 46 stops, which is there. And then we're going to autofill. Oh, it's not doing the autofill. We'll just have to manually type like a pleb and count how many Uraeus we have, which is a very inefficient way of doing spreadsheets. We're up to 40. And for those of you who've got keyboards, do you have a 10 keyless keyboard or do you have one with a number pad? Because I'm a firm believer in the fact that every computer should have a keyboard with a numpad, and that 10 keyless keyboards are a waste of manufacturing capacity. Does anyone agree? Or am I just in a world of my own when it comes to not even considering a keyboard that doesn't have a numpad? Numpad is life. Yep. Because the only reason I can type these numbers at this rate is the fact that I have a numpad. We're up to 92, 93, 94, 95. Do I have too many Uraeus? Oh no, I'm one Uraeus short. That's terrible. That is awful news. Well, I've got this 20 BCX here, and then I think I've got another 26. Oh no, I'm not. There it is. Right at the bottom. There it is. I'm not short of any Uraeus. I have enough. One for every plot of my land. Perfect. And they're all max level. I've deliberately engineered that. I don't make mistakes that rarely. Okay, so creature 1. I just get to paste a whole list of can I please have a new column? There we go. Creature 1 name. Control C. Wrong sheet. And Uraeus. Now, they obviously will not go in position 1. But who knows? They might. What is up with this sort order? Why do we go well beyond 130? 103 there. Is there more card IDs? Oh, I think I know what happened. It copied the rows adjacent, and the autofill went all the way down to the very bottom of the sheet, which is not exactly what I wanted it to do. So let's just remove all of those rows. Delete table rows. Thank you very much. Okay, so we have Uraeus as creature 1 on each and every plot. So wonderful. Even though Uraeus is not going to be able to do stuff. Now I go back over here and swap this over to monsters. And I can see whatever it is that I've got the most of. So sort largest to smallest. Okay, so there are that many. What's the count? 13 max level wood nymphs. I don't even think I have 13 summoners of earth to place the wood nymphs. So let's find our earth summoners. A wood nymph can go here. A wood nymph can go here. A wood nymph can go there. Obsidian can have a wood nymph as well. Maybe Kretch, our little dragon summoner, can have wood nymphs too. So that's what, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 wood nymphs. Bernhardt can have a wood nymph. 9 of them. 10, 11, 12, 13. Okay, so I did have enough wood nymphs to use as land fodder. So that's good news. I mean, it's barely good news. So that's all my wood nymphs occupied. Now, there's another card that I've got a considerable amount of in Green Splinter, which I got with the intent of using on land as well, which is the Nectar Queen. So there's probably another card that you haven't seen or heard of in a while. So how many Nectar Queens do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 max level Nectar Queens. So Nectar Queen, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So there's Nectar Queens. Now I need to scroll through this list and see what other Green Splinter stuff I have that has high BCX. Screeching Vulture, there we go. I have 3 max level Screeching Vultures. So Screeching Vulture, Screeching Vulture, Screeching Vulture. They are now exhausted. Back over to here. I like to buy all those 1 BCX cards. Yeah, I bought these ages and ages and ages ago. Naga Windmaster is blue. Where are we for more green creatures? I suppose we could throw a goblin mech there. Oh, there's only one. I won't bother. Mushroom Seer? There's only one max level there. I'm trying to get past all of these. Yeah, Screeching Vulture's an excellent card. One of my favorites. Trying to get past all these beta tier reward cards so I can see actual counts. Okay, here we go. So, do we have many max level Pelicore Deceivers? We do. We've got 3 of them. So let's go and just assign them to the good old Death Summoners. Where are my Death Summoners? There's one. Pelicore Deceiver. If I could type correctly. There's one. Gallon. And Mimosa. So Pelicore Deceiver can be put to work on land 3 distinct times. We've got 2 Pelicore Bandits. So let's find some blue summoners. There's a blue summoner. Give me another blue summoner. Aquatus can have the other bandit. So what I'm getting at here is I don't think I have enough cards. And this is going to be an incredibly long process. Although the advantage is parasitic growth is a neutral. So that's an advantage. And you know what I can probably do here is also filter by color. Yes, I can. So let's add a color filter and just go to green, and then we'll finish off our green. So there's one stone golem, looking for multiples of things here. There we go. There's 800 BCX exactly of Orc Sergeant. I just need to combine them, apparently. Is that a sum of 400? Yes, it is. So why haven't I ever done that before? This is what analysis does as well. It makes me look at my collection and go, hang on a minute. I have 400 BCX of Orc Sergeant, but they're not combined into max. They're just spread out across this many cards. Why would that be? I don't know. Am I going to go fix that now? Probably not. And I'll come back and look at this data in the future and be like, why is it still like that? And this is the moment that you guys will force me to remember. So I'm just going to ignore that Orc Sergeant. Turns out I need 43 BCX of Goblin Thief to make them useful. We've got one failed summoner, so everything below here, unless it's a rare or better. Lycan Beast is already combined. Harvester's got one combined. Banari Scout? No. Seedsmith, you're a rare, aren't you? So 344. I think I need one Seedsmith. No, I'm going to need four more Seedsmiths because there's 3 over combined into that BCX there. 118. So Seedsmith could have some fun on some land. Ah, no, I can't use the Khmer Princess. I can only use one of them. That's unfortunate. What about Ulith Damper? I'm 13 cards short of having another max one? That seems like something I should fix. Yeah, I agree. I think Seedsmith is a good name of a card to work on land. So Banari Seedsmith. And as you can see, I'm at like plot number 2 or 3 and already struggling to decide what could possibly work there. So when you think about how many cards are in existence and how many cards land is going to consume, I'm very much of the opinion that there are not enough cards in the game. Particularly if these are going to be all max level cards. Seedsmith could do the smithing of seeds. Indeed, they could and they might. And you know what's about to happen? We are going to pick a winner. And Daru, you haven't won land, but you now get the choice. You get the choice of which card you want because you're the first winner. Do you want the Carnage Titan or do you want the Immortalis? It's your choice since you won first. You want the Immortalis? Easy. Got your in-game name here. Copy. And where's my sender button? There it is. All right. It is on its way to you now. Enjoy that Immortalis. There's your FOMOFEB giveaway number 1. Who would say Carnage Titan when you have Immortalis? I don't know. What's wrong with Carnage Titan? Carnage Titan's a nice card. They get angry. They do double strike. I mean, they're not a summoner. They're a great card though. What do they have with 1 BCX? Because I've got the max one in my collection. They've got reach and they've got double strike. It's pretty good. Even at gold level or bronze level, that would be a devastating card. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Summoners do command a higher price on the market, so I guess there is that. But yeah, I'm not even a third of the way through figuring out if I have enough monsters, enough creatures. I definitely don't have enough summoners. What is there? There's a shortfall of shortfall of 61 summoners. So what I'm trying to do with the spreadsheet is I have 103 plots of land. In the town hall, there was a speculative statement about how land will likely need a summoner and creatures to work on the land. So I'm going through my collection of creatures that I have on my accounts, and I'm trying to figure out if indeed I have enough creatures to toil away on the land, or am I gonna have to beg and borrow all of your creatures to come and help me when land goes live and we are going to need monsters? I might have to rent cards. It doesn't need to be a max summoner, but it was alluded to the notion that higher BCX, higher collection power summoners would result in higher productivity on the land. So there is that, which is quite depressing. I actually ended up selling some of my plots of land that were unclaimed in anticipation of needing probably a significantly larger amount of just generalized land power, which it's going to be an interesting time to see how much stuff gets gobbled up by land Because when you think about the Splinterlands map, there is 150,000 plots. If there's going to be 150,000 plots, that needs at least 150,000 distinct summoners, all right? So if I wander on over to the Pig Monsters website, and we go to the market, and we filter for summoners, and we change this over to list. What I'm looking at is 23,000 individual cards, 100,000 individual cards, but they're not at max level. I don't think there's going to be a shortage of cards. I think mathematically there's going to be. So if we just look at these rare summoners, I'm just going to do some additions of the total cards. I should be doing it based on BCX actually. So 72677 plus 61247 plus 351920. I've done this exercise before. 699. So those are rares. I'm ignoring Delwyn because he's a filthy common. 72852, 72350. Tessa doesn't get ignored because she's not a common. So we're at 1 million distinct summoner cards or BCX so far. 833 plus 71622 because I forgot about Drake of Anorak there. 351758 of Thaddeus. I'm going to ignore these beta guys because they have they have the same combined rates. I'm going to add them up to 55386 plus 55518 plus 55576 plus 351998. That's a lot of summoners. Plus 72395. But remember, this is the BCX of rare cards. Skipping Aquatus because he's an epic. 61335. Alster. Kellier, but by the time I add this up, there's probably going to be one less Kellier in the world because Jim will probably be burning one as we speak. 54695. We skip over these epics. Then we add 61404. We add 61412. We skip this one because that's an alpha, but we don't skip this one because it's a beta. 73. We skip over Xander, we skip over that, we skip over that. We don't skip over Mylor. So what I'm just adding up here is, hey, thanks for the sub there, Onjing. What I am trying to work out is for just regular foil cards, excluding gold. Yeah, I think that's all the rare summoners. So the standard rare BCX summoner, there's 2,834,564 BCX. We divide that by 115, which is how many BCX you need to max out a rare summoner card, which is not an alpha or exotic summoner card. We have 24,648 possible max summoners. So that would consume every single rare summoner in the game. And if you divide that by 150,000 plots, that accounts for 16% of the land plots in Splinterlands. Every single regular foil summoner, if it were to be maxed and deployed to land, that would only cover 16% of the Splinterlands continent of Praetorius. So that at the same time would remove all of those cards from play. So can you imagine a world without any rare summoners in gameplay? So to a user that was in chat before going, do you think there's going to be a summoner shortage? What do you guys think now? What do you guys think? And yeah, that's a really good point. All those packs that have been burnt now just reduce the number of summoners in potential circulation as well. So, you know, it is FOMO Feb this month, and I don't know if what I've just said is cause for FOMO, but I suspect that's probably also the case. With the Soulbound stuff, not sure. You can get the print rates and the total printed either from the API or from KyoKiz's reward cards tool, which is just an easier way of doing it. So we have the normal BCX is probably the easiest way to look at this. They're rare summoners. So there's Octavia. So we'll say there's about 12,000 of the rare summoners so far. How many days in are we into a single season? Let me go back to Splinterlands. There is a bunch of API documentation for Splinterlands. If you Google API Splinterlands, there's a couple of English. There's a couple of sites that have pretty in-depth documentation of the API. So we're 7 days into the season. So let's just quickly go back to the card collection and do some back of envelope mathematics to go to Soulbound, reward cards, summoners, all. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, yes, I must not count Daria. So 6 times by 12,000 means there's about 72,000 of these Soulbound summoners out there. What was the next thing I was going to do? I was going to divide that by the number of days we've had so far in the season, which is 8. So about 9,000 summoners per day. So let's say these reward cards go for a year. That's 3.3 million reward cards. Divide that by 115. That would be 28,000 max summoners, which again, we divide that by 150,000. That's 19%. So even after these Soulbound reward cards have been printing for a year, we're still at 35% only of land covered by max level summoners. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. Yeah, 28k max Soulbound reward summoners sounds like an enormous amount as well. I suspect there'll probably be a print run of maybe 10,000 max of these and then it stops. Let's have a look at the other rare cards, the other rare reward cards that have printed out. I believe I have to go ahead and show the complete ones. Yep. So percent printed. So let's look at a rare card. Rare. So a temple priest had 100,000 BCX. So what would that end up being? 100,000 divided by 115. That was 869. Yeah, so you then need to do 28,000 divided by 6. So 4.6k max of each summoner there. Techie, because I did the maths in a roundabout way there before. And Carlo asks, what is my profession? My day job, I am a reporting and insights analyst. So I build dashboards, reports, do data analysis, all that sort of stuff. So numbers are things that I sadly understand well. Back when he's like, so many numbers. Yes, correct. So many numbers. And I could go way deeper down the numbers rabbit hole, but then my own brain would need time to catch up. A lot of time to catch up. But yeah, there's a whole bunch of stuff to consider with this, and yeah, summoner prices scare me. We have a professional database manager here. No, I don't do any database administration at all. I am not one to basically look at an SQL DB and go, oh yes, this DB has some broken rows and it needs to be purged or fixed or whatever. That's handled by the actual IT people at my workplace. All I do is go in there and say, hey, I want to query this table. And they go, no, you can't have access to that table, sorry. I'm more analytical as opposed to administrative on it there, Techie. I'm the guy that probably runs the queries that cripple the DB CPU. But luckily, it's best practice to not do queries on production DBs. Or at least, you know, you shouldn't. That's the wonder of APIs. Sorry, I needed a drink there. I did too much talking about too many different numbers. So, yeah. What is the cheapest dragon summoner? Dragon. Yes. I often say, Daru, that my job involves doing data analysis, presenting objective and factual statements, having a suggestion and some options, and then having no one listen to me. That's how I describe my occupation on my days when I am cynical. I make suggestions and no one listens to me. It's a great way to describe a job. Now, cheapest dragon summoner remains Drake of Anorak. But if we were to bulk buy a Drake of Anorak, it'd be $141 to get to max. What about a Kretch? Because they are an epic, so they would require less cards. So Kretch is still better value if you want a max level dragon summoner than what Drake of Anorak is. So there's a good thing. I could tell you some horror stories about case studies and business decisions that I've put forward that have not been pursued, shall I say, Daru, that mathematically it would have been a no-brainer if I was running the company and it was my money to develop a certain thing, to do a certain thing that could reduce cost. And they're like, no, we just don't see the return on investment on this particular project. And I'd calculated it out and I'm like, so you think that like a 900x avoidance of potential cost is bad? and that you shouldn't do it. But I think they had other ideas. I'm pleased to say that 6 years after I've made that suggestion, it still hasn't been implemented and those costs are still being incurred. But hey, what's a good portfolio for data analytics beginners? So my background isn't actually mathematics or science or numbers or that sort of thing. I actually went to university and studied visual art and design. So my background is very, very creative as opposed to analytical. So I probably don't think like a typical analyst that's been trained at a university or a college would. But the tools that I have used on my sort of journey to where I am now is just like everyone else. I started with Excel being the basic tool, a little bit of pivot tables to understand how you can manipulate data and make it nice and shiny and presentable. Hey Mango, welcome. After using Excel for a very long time and sort of learning pivot tables and creating reports within Excel itself, excuse me, I started using an open source data processing tool called Nime. So I went Excel, Nime, then I went Power Query, then I went SQL, then I'm using a lot of Power BI right now, and Python is sort of where I'm up to. I'm still learning a lot about Power Query, SQL, Power BI, and of course Python as well. I'd say I'm sort of amateur level in Power Query, SQL, Power BI. I'd say I'm expert level in Excel and probably advanced level in Nime. So this has all happened probably over the course of maybe 4 or 5 years of using this stuff on the job every single day. But it's different tools for different tasks. Excel's sort of like the Swiss Army knife. It's not as efficient as some other things. Nime is basically Excel macros, but on absolute steroids. Power Query lets you actually work with enterprise level databases. SQL also lets you do that. Power BI just lets you package it up into a nice bow and automate some of it. And then Python is sort of the thing that you you do to scrap together stuff that needs multiple tools to make it work. Australia must always end with a snake. That got me laughing there, Juice Man. That little chuckle that came through was on your comment there. But there's a lot of stuff you can do with Splinterlands data, and there's lots of stuff that I want to do with Splinterlands data beyond the spreadsheets that I showed you all, that sort of stuff. I'm working on a project that is making Splinterlands music remix. I can't even use a numpad properly. How are you doing that, Play to Earn Life? Is it a automated thing, programmatic thing, or are you just taking snippets of stuff? You got like turntables, digital turntables or whatever? I have no idea how music production works at all, so I probably cannot help with that. I'm gonna go over and see if I can get into silver with some Wild League games, because I'm sure that people are sick of me talking about spreadsheets and numbers and Splinterlands and things. So let's see some actual battles, shall we? The reason why I'm doing this in Wild is because I don't want to break my rating in Modern, because that's where I'm going for leaderboard and big reward chests and so on. Whereas if I do it in Wild League, it's much nicer and better. And if you guys want to send some challenges through, feel free to send some challenges through. My in-game name is the same as It is on Twitch, so feel free to flick a challenge through if you want. We have Noxious Fumes here. I believe I'm going to be using Immunity, but I'm probably going to want to also use something with Magic Reflect, because it looks like my opponent is spamming nothing but... Actually, yeah, let's not go Thaddeus, let's go Ouster. And does Harklaw have immunity at level 1? No, they don't. This is a struggle of being used to max level cards, so we'll throw Almo in instead. That's the only immunity that we've got, though. Who else has some immunities? Actually, if we go Biz Kitty and Almo, they won't be able to do very much at all, other than a lot of damage. So maybe we'll bring a Silence along instead. And I'm thinking that Blue Splinters... No, Blue Splinter doesn't have much Silence. Oh dear. Alright then. This is a struggle that I hadn't foreseen. Maybe we will just bring... Yeah, these are max cards, but they're not doing me much good in bronze level, right? Bacteria? Just in case Almo dies? No, surely Almo's not going to die. But he does have Void, but then we don't have a cleanse. We don't need a cleanse. I'm just going to go Ouster. I'm going to go with my gut. And then we'll throw Gauntleton. No, Gauntleton's too expensive. What are we going to do? Is there any Silence here? No. What about Scavenge? Scavenge could work well. There's only one Scavenge available. Running out of time. Well, Rooney can come back to life. And then we'll throw in another 3 mana. It's only opportunity, it's not Scavenge. I'm aware I'm nearly out of time here. Let's just go with a Life Leech and see how we go. Yeah, so they spammed all magic. So the idea here is, Almo, just do your magical reflection business and kill everybody. It's going to be tough to take down that Jin O'Shaughnessy. It's going to be extremely tough to take down that Jin O'Shaughnessy. Because the only person that's going to be able to do damage to them is Rooney. And Rooney's about to die. Oh no, they don't have True Strike. Oh, they missed again. But Rooney doesn't have poison anymore. Oh, beautiful. I'm so glad I brought Rooney. That was a roller coaster of emotion, that battle. I thought that was a loss for sure. Alright, what did that get us? That got us 42 rating points. We're almost to silver. Almost. That would have been sad whale noises if I had lost that battle. Normal rule set now, and it looks like our opponent is a fan of sneaking and playing death. So we need something to avoid Windeku and something to avoid sneak. So I'm feeling like magic might be the go here. I'm sad that Green Splinter's not available. Maybe... Is it enough mana to go and bring a Gladiator along? Because I'm thinking if we put Fina Voxum rather, in the middle of our team, and Magnor's way too expensive, but is there any other taunt? I thought there was another taunt. There probably is, but not at this league level. What's it gonna be? I want to try and protect her. You know what? Let's just go Magnor. Could end well, could end badly. Hey, birds, bees, and trees. I'm not too bad. I was going to say I'm not too good, but I'm not too bad. That would have been a strange turn of voice. I really wish she had double strike right now. But I don't think it's going to matter. Oh, she's not going to kill Wendeku in one hit. It's all over. Oh, she dodge. She can dodge. Can she dodge again? No. That's unfortunate. That is super duper unfortunate. And let me turn up this light now that I'm not being blinded by spreadsheets, so you can actually see. Now, my favorite emote recently in Switch is this one, which is it's shush, shush. I like it. It's a great emote. I just typed shush once in chat and the emote came up, and I've been a fan of that emote ever since. Yes, it is FOMO, but not right now. Standard rule set, 25 mana. Opponent is pretty varied, but looks like they're only bringing level 1 cards. So let's try and, I don't know, maybe use a... My hand is over the top of Jotun, considering selecting Jotun. 25 mana is not too much for Jotun, right? FOMO is the standard. I'm really tempted to use shush as our keyword for the final giveaway this stream. Do you think we should? I think we should. I think it would be funny. What are we going to do with Jotun? And have splash damage. Do we have any trample? Nope. Well, we could Grum. It's not very wise to do that. I might just go and use Lux. I don't know. I wouldn't call myself a Giga Chad or a play of game. I know these words. Who am I going to play with Lux? I'm feeling like Earth because I want to use some ranged people. Is that... Oh, it's not weapons training. I wish I had weapons training. I want to use some magic. As well as ranged, but mainly magic. This is not the greatest team. I just really wanted to play Runemancer Flore. That's my excuse. And that's probably not going to end very well. We will chuck a sneak in though. And the Fungus Fiend. This is possibly the worst team I've played. Yeah, it's a default emote. It's great. Well, I'm grateful for the glory of Failed Summoner at this point. And Halfling Alchemist did an excellent job too. If only it could stack. If only I'd brought a heal for Failed Summoner. I don't think it's Endless Hope right now. Welcome. It's Endless Despair in this battle. But I don't know. We'll see. Uraeus has proven to be a very useful creature up to this point. I really hope they hit their next attack. Good. I think Uraeus is going to bring it home. And playing Runemancer Flore was a good choice. And Boom Burst with the Town Hall short out. Short out? Short out. Yep, you're going to short circuit that Town Hall. Shout out. I can speak words. We're approaching that Silver League in Wild, but nowhere near it yet. Ooh, 18 mana, but unfortunately it's Little League. Uraeus has to be used again then. Let's go with a sneaky team. It's Giga Chad Uraeus, not because I own 103 max Uraeus. It's just Giga Chad Uraeus. I feel like Life Splinter. But I know that Blue Splinter is going to be the best. But I really want to do Life Splinter. You're saving for 8 or 10 shoutouts? I'm saving for the hope that we can use our channel points for reward cards one day. But it would be funny if we synchronized it techie so that we each had like 400 shoutouts and Aggro just had to say our name for the entire duration of Town Hall. Otherwise, I'd want a refund for my channel points. Absolutely. I'm going to be using Sneak today, yet again, in this rule set. And I'm just leisurely scrolling down to it. No, it didn't work. So we're going to go with a triple Sneak Entourage. Yeah, 400 is just a number, you know? It's just like age. It's just a number. I think Zenith Monk can attempt to be our tank. And by attempt, I mean they're probably going to be useless in terms of damage output, but I'm really interested to see how well Coral Wraith does here. I'm at 118k channel points. I'm pretty happy about Coral Wraith being there. Because that 1-2 punch seems to be working quite nicely. And what an excellent 1-2 punch it is. No Cephalopod? Criminal. Now, I figured we'd use the good old neutral card instead. Although, Torrent Fiend Kill, the super hyper rare Fiend Kill, I think that was Coral Wraith's game, that one. Butops is like, I'm a noob too. 29 and standard rule set yet again. We're playing bronze right now, on our way to try and win silver in Wild League. But I'm only doing it with modern cards. Okay, so here I probably want to... I want to be a bully this time. I'm going to go Jotun. Because 29 mana is Jotun Town as far as I'm concerned. I'm going to go Lava Launcher. Because I wanted to try and use the opportunity to see if I could throw any Soulbound cards in as I went. I'm going to use Firewatch Devil. There we go. Perfect. There's a Soulbound card. Because I definitely won't be able to use the Soulbound cards in my standard level of play. Jotun Last Stand with Tinderlock. Yes. That is precisely what I'm attempting. Question is, am I going to be able to hit because of that dodge? That dodgy dodge. There's a miss. Thankfully that one was a hit. But he dead. That repair's going to be incredibly problematic. Oh my god, we're going to lose. Oh, how humiliating. What a loss. All because we couldn't hit. Should have brought something with snipe. Get around that frontline dodge. Yeah, that speed was not the best thing in the world. All right then. Since we were defeated by dodge, let us enable the dodge this mode with a Biz Kitty and continue to be a bit of a bully. What are we going to do? We're going to go with Earth because Earth is rather unrepresented in my brain in terms of being played. And we're going to look at the speediest people in the world by using the incorrect sort order. There we go. So I think Skyclaw's a nice card, but maybe not here. Nari Knifer, sure, it's gold foil and shiny and it's right in my face. So yes. We're also going to play the Carnage Tartan because they have a tartan skirt as far as I'm concerned, which will be the FOMO Feb giveaway card for today. We've got about another half hour left in the stream. Do we have any healing? No, Princess doesn't get their heal yet. What about our 5 mana Tortoise Chief? They don't get their healing yet either. Alright then. Let's throw in the Acid Shooter with the nice old Scatter Shot. The only reason I'm playing him is because he's gold foil. And I can't be bothered thinking about a better tank option. I kind of need some magic in my team, don't I? Let's go with Spirit Hoarder. That way Carnage Titan can be healed a little bit. And Fungus Fiend can bring up the rear. Alright. Well, I was wrong about saying that I needed magic damage, but I think the Carnage Titan is going to do quite the nice work here. I'm glad I didn't go stronger into magic damage. But see you later, Carnage Titan. Why didn't I bring Goblin Psychic? I needed that heal. Why didn't I do it? Oh, and also, I had a heal. It was called the Summoner I brought to the party. My brain. Yeah, that kitty. Like, that is just pure shame. But here, we can go Llama Mage. And we can choose literally anything I want. And that anything that I want is going to be Llama Flesh Golem, leaving 3 mana on the table. Because I don't care. Okay. We have reset eligibility for the giveaway, and the keyword that you want to put in is shush, so you get the emote showing up. So you're going to want to do it with a capital S, guys, so we can see a stream of the emote. If you don't get the emote, you are not entered. So we just want everybody to be nice and quiet in the stream. How do we think this is going to end? Do we think that the Flesh Golem is going to overcome? I think the Flesh Golem is going to come. Walk the grid. Very creative. Super creative. Yeah, I think Flesh Golem's gonna go alright here as well. it's a nice opportunity for me to have a drink of water and do exactly what you're telling me in the chat, to be quiet. So that's what I'm going to do. Yes, that is a flesh golem skin. And it's a flesh golem skin on an alpha flesh golem, which is not even my flesh golem. Guys, can you be quiet? People are trying to win the giveaway. And I just noticed that my focus is now over, so I get to look at shiny new things. Let's have a look at the shiny new things. Let's see what rewards we will get. What rewards is there going to be? There's 12 chests. Hopefully we get something good. 3.8 splinter shards. That's not the best thing. 3.35 splinter shards. That's even less than the best thing. 9.4 splinter shards is even less than the best thing. So that's pretty bad luck not getting any cards. Well, there's 5 cards in a pack. There's 23 splinter shards. Am I seriously not going to get any cards? Okay, there we go. 5 War Pegasi. 66 legendary potions, which is absurd. 9.6 more splinter shards. 9.29 splinter shards. Wow, look at that 33% card drop rate. There's a Ferox Defender. This better be more cards. It's Fungus Flingers. So, not the greatest or the most excellent. So, a reminder, if you are not enrolled for the giveaway, we've got 36 people in the giveaway so far. You need to type the following emote into chat. So, spam that emote only once. I don't know, you can spam it twice, I don't care. But if you pop that emote into the chat, that will give you eligibility for the giveaway. You have to be following Splinterlands TV to be eligible as well. And we will draw that very soon. Let's go and see if I can actually level any of these cards up. Over to reward cards and soulbound ones. Can we level up the Fungus Flinger? I think we can. Yes, there's enough there to level him up. And you know what? Because everyone is so afraid of this button. Combine all cards. Okay. I'll do it on every single stream. And there we go. Cards are all combined. And it didn't change any of my other ones, only the ones that were present on this screen. Use that button. It'll save you so much time. No fear. As I established earlier, I need those sweet, sweet cards for that sweet, sweet land. Oh look, we're going to do Llama Flesh Golem again, leaving 3 mana on the table once more. We could go Goblin Psychic, but Flesh Golem's more fun because it'll get us more rating and reward points and all that sort of thing. I don't fear that button. Yeah, Madcap Fungus is a great card. I believe it'll use less resource credits as well because it will do the combination in a single transaction instead of individual transactions for each card. Ooh, that Cursed Wendeku. No, we're going to be alright. I'm going to skip to results. Yay, it's a win. Almost silver in that Wild League now. Ooh, flying and 16 mana. Okay, so who has flying and heal in the Splinter? Nobody does, because it's annoying. Okay, then who has flying machine? You know what? Maybe we just do Llama Flesh Golem again and just ignore the fact that it's flying. Let's just do it. I think we'll still win. He's got enough health. Particularly when he's last standing all the way up. Yeah, so you set your filters up first. Oh, Uriel, that's rough. This could go either way. You set your filters up, then you press the button, and then you're basically done. Yeah, this is going to be a tough fought win, particularly if I keep missing. Because Flesh Golem is... Oh no! Oh, look at that lucky miss. I got lucky with the miss instead. Because Uriel is normally quite a good counter. Wow, 44 rating points. Pretty good. And to everyone who was wondering when Silver, we're now in Wild League Silver. And we can now use even more outrageous cards in Silver League. And you know what we're probably still going to play? More Llama Flesh Golem. Finally, Max, after all this time, after all these months that you've been coming and watching my stream, you keep asking when Silver. Today is the day. You know, February the 6th, 2023, at last, when Silver is finally achieved. Let's ignore the fact that I'm in Champion League in Modern at the moment, but when Gold, who knows? We've got Fog of War and Ferocity, so everyone has Fury, but it's pretty high mana match. So I'm going to throw Jotun at this. I'm going to go exclusively with a ranged team. We'll go Sanash, a Lava Launcher, Tinderlock can come through. Who else has close range here? Close Range. Gargoyle Devil can come along. Molten Ash Golem can come along. So we've got triple close rangey people. Then I want to use this Firewatch Devil because I want that blasted life leech. Like Jotun is the king of silver, right? I haven't gotten that wrong, have I? Let's go. Well, it looks to be going quite well so far. So much damage. Alright, there's a life leech. There's a life leech. I love Blast and Life Leech together. That's what I want. Yeah, I think Jotun is the king of Silver League. That's what we need. Oh no, we can't play Jotun this time. What's our opponent gonna do? Looks like they're a fan of Green Splinter. Using shield. So let's go Obsidian and spam magic at them. Spam all the magic at them, and we'll throw in the slip spawn. And we'll make sure slip spawn is nicely healed. And you know what? I'm going to throw in even more magic there. And can we fit? Oh, we can't quite fit for Rumancer Florian. That's a shame. But we can fit Oaken Behemoth in. So let's throw Oaken Behemoth in that second position because we can. And rest in peace, Spirit Druid Grog, if there's a magic reflect in the enemy team. Good, good. There's no magic reflect. There's no scatter shot, which is also great news. So the plan here is if Slipspawn dies, then we have a great potential tank in Spirit Druid Grog. Force Field is also not a really ideal strategy in Silver League, I'd imagine, because not a lot of creatures are going to have 5 attack. So we just brute forced it with Oaken Behemoth, I think. Pretty good. Another 40 rating points. So there is that. And after this next battle is when I will draw the giveaway for the Carnage Titan. Oh no, it's Silent Summoners, but 13 mana. It's so tempting to Llama Flesh Golem, but we can't. We can't in this rule set. What a tragedy. Alright. Well, we will go with Wizard of Eastwood. And Hill Giant can be a tank. Princess can do some stuff. Feel like we should be using a sneak of some sort. There's a sneak of some sort. And let's go Halfling Alchemist. Or would it potentially be better to play Life Splinter? Let's see. Because we can use... We need someone who's not weak to magic. Ooh, Void Shield could be nasty. But I don't think it should just be Legionnaire. So let's go Healing. Stitch Leech. Then who's going to be my tank? Let's go Blinding Reflector in case they do bring magic. Alright, let's see how this goes. Well, what a glorious time to bring the Reflector Man with me to this battle. Really glad I didn't stick with Green Splinter. But I'm very amused at the level difference of the creatures there. Alright, without further ado, Boomburst. I'm very pleased to see this Carnage Titan go to a long-time viewer. Congratulations. Well, let us find this Carnage Titan in my collection and send it to you. Now, there's the Carnage Titan. Send. And we've got your in-game name on the giveaway tool, so send. Enjoy. That concludes my FOMO festivities for this week, but there's still another 17 minutes on the stream, so I better FOMO my way into Gold League, or at least that's the plan. Let's try. Ooh. Only monsters with ranged attack. Everyone has blast. It's time for Fernheart. No one other than Fernheart. Yes, Midica Headhunter. You're going to be glorious here. Yes, Rinmancer Flore. You're going to be glorious here. Yes, Cornelius. You're also going to be glorious here. In fact, Cornelius can be our frontline tank. Fungus Flinger can go between these two. And I hope they get taken out. It's a pity Tower Griffin doesn't have their thingy-madoo. Oh, wait, this isn't close range. Oh, yes it is, because I'm playing Fernheart. What am I talking about? I know nothing. Everything's close range when you use Fernheart. Okay, well, my opponent has put together a very well-considered team of Summoner plus Creature. I wanted to see my team do some annihilation. They're going to do some annihilation, but not as I expected. That was disappointing and very anticlimactic. In what world would that team composition win? Now here's something interesting. Stampede and everybody gets thorns. So here we want to use amplification. I think Yasik might be the best choice here in terms of summoner. Is there any amplifier we can throw in? Only the Spellsmith. Well. Hello, my close range friends. Because we don't want to trigger an enemy thorns. Not one single bit. Okay, so everyone has thorns. Let's do some magical things. Ifrit Elder? Dr. Blight. Let's go Dr. Blight. That way, we can hopefully scattershot poison everybody at random. Yep, they went with Malay creatures of some notoriety. Did they bring an amplifier? They did not bring an amplifier. I am slightly jealous of them bringing Ra, because that is a fantastic card. So Scattershot, it's not being as effective as I had hoped. And look at me being an absolute genius and putting Dr. Blight in last position instead of my last stand creature in last position. Absolute genius work on my behalf. Yes, I did make Champ 1 last season. Only just. So that was a tragic defeat. But that was Champ 1 in Modern, not in Wild, which I'm playing now just for my amusement. What doesn't kill you? Monsters have the Enrage ability, and it's Keep Your Distance too. Okay, so angry people who need to keep their distance. I think it's time for Jotun to be King of Silver again. And we're just going to spam out all the close range stuff, except Tinderlock. It's actually going to be in this position this time. We only played 2 creatures. With that, aggressive and daring. Let's see what happens in this battle. Well, I would think that I might be playing a human. Ooh, Bakjira. Oh, and that repair. No, it's gonna be troublesome. Wear him down, Jotun. Wear him down. Oh, that miss. What a brutal miss. Now we just hope that we can blast our way through. And we can. If it wasn't for Jotun, we would have lost. Oh no. We can still lose, but we won't, because fatigue will favor us. Excellent news. It was a victory. We'll spam some more Jotun again next battle. Well, maybe we won't. Maybe we're going to spam Ilthian? I'm feeling like Ilthian. But it's 48 mana. It's a lot of mana. Maybe Grandmaster Wraith. Yeah, let's go Grandmaster Wraith, and let's make sure we bring a repair. Oh, we've got so many repair options. Let's go with this one, because they seem to be fond of playing Thaddeus. And while we're at it, why don't we go double snipe? Sounds good to me. Chaos Knight is tempting to play. So we've got 2 ranged. Let's go for 2 magical people. In fact, let's just throw Kralis in, because Kralis is magical person. And then we're going to need a Dr. Blight, just for the sake of having a Dr. Blight. Who else do we throw in? Do we toss Temple Priest in? Or do we go for another ranged person? Let's go for Runeslinger. Let's go double Affliction. And then just rearrange the team composition thusly and see what happens. I'm so glad I brought Magic. And I'm so glad I brought Grandmaster Wraith too. Harklaw, though, is an interesting choice. Oh, it's brilliant. He doesn't have immunity yet. So he got afflicted, even though they don't have a heal. I like it. I like it a lot. That's going to be a decisive victory. So let's go ahead and do it all over again. Hopefully we can win all over again. Oh, that's a fun one. Weak magic and amplify. Okay. Well, if it's weak magic and amplify, then I feel like I have to play Alster, but I want to go Astral Entity. And no, let's not do it. Let's do Alster. Let's do the responsible thing. And then let's throw in a whole bunch of ranged creatures. Unfortunately, Soul Strangler doesn't have poison. That's pretty tragic in my eyes. You know what I should definitely play is Windeku. I'd be a fool not to. And then maybe a Life Sapper and we're not going to have armor on Windeku, are we? No, we're not. We'll go Uraeus. Let's see how this goes. I feel like I put too much thought into this. Okay, so the Amplify Magic Reflect is going to be pretty nice there. Yeah, I think we are going to decisively destroy our enemies. Nice little life leech. Boom. Bang. 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 40 rating points. The silver 3 is just scurrying by at immense speed. No healing, but close range. Enemy has used Harklaw, Deceiver. Okay, so we're going to want to go more range damage. So let's go General Sloan. And since we've got close range, let's look at the most ranged damage. Prismologist is going to be a thing of beauty here. So that's 5 blast damage. Gargoyle Devils, probably not the best idea. Destroy them. Destroy the robots. Yeah, it's probably a few bots that I've been playing in the course of this stream. It's about a last stand close range. I feel like that'll be hilarious. So we're going all out damage as best we can. Cornelius leading the way. Oh, I hope Prismologist doesn't get targeted by that opportunity. Because she's kinda my MVP. Oh, Cornelius. Well done. Well, we didn't need to get down to the last stand. I want to call this guy Hero of the People, but I know he's not Hero of the People. He is Hero of the Beyond, which is close, I guess. "27 mana, armored up, weak magic." Really? Really? Are you lying to me? I think it was lying to me. It was lying to me. All right. I wanted to play Jotun in this rule set. And we're going to go Sinash for that delightful opportunity. Do we have anyone with the piercing? Said piercing. Oh, we don't have anyone with piercing. Maybe we're going to be a different sort of individual. We'll go Biz Kitty. But now we'll search for piercing. There we go. Oh, choices. Robo Dragonite is probably the better choice. But no, Fire Splinter doesn't generally come to the party with a lot of magic. So let's make sure we do. Magic. Sure. Yeah, Ifrit Elder can do a backline thing. We've got that protection against sneak by way of Spirit Hoarder. Sort of. I just want Desert Dragon to have a nice time. Please have a nice time, Spirit Hoarder. Also, Desert Dragon, you too have a nice time. There we go. There's the trample I wanted. All the monsters are having a nice time. Well, at least all the monsters on my team. Lots of booming and banging going on in that battle. Brilliant. Well, it's nearly silver 2. It's so close. We should be able to get there before the end of the stream. And what have we got? We have someone who is undoubtedly going to play Kelia Frendel. Do they leave themselves vulnerable to the sneak? Oh, they can't play Kelia. Oh, that's a welcome twist. And legendaries are not allowed. So that's also another welcome twist. In that case, let's go with Jotun. Oh, drat. Eternian Brute is not serious enough for this battle. Who has Blast? I think there's a few Blasts in Dragon Splinter and in Life Splinter. I was wrong, but that's what we're going to do. Blinding Reflector is where? Oh, he doesn't even have blind yet? What on earth? There he is. With his reflector stuff. Celestial Harpy. And, well, we can't play the 0 because it's legendary. So this is probably going to be the last battle before the end of the stream. Meanwhile, my opponent? Yes, my opponent goes ahead and chooses to play Jotun. But I think I got him on their own turf here. At least I'm hoping I've got them on their own turf. Come on, Prismologist. You can do this. Good hits. Oh, Prismologist for the win. I'll see you guys again next week. Thanks for coming. Cheers.